What's up guys, and welcome to another video here on Abster TCG. Yes, first of all I have to address the elephant in the room. It's made out of wood. The tusks are, I think, some kind of plastic thing. Maybe it's a little bit more fancy wood, I don't know. I think it's kind of heavy actually. It was hard to pick it up with one hand. And I think it's maybe bought in India or Thailand. But now that we have addressed the elephant, welcome to a new video. This is my first video with webcam. First I was initially going to do it when I got home and could do a little bit more of a better setup. Now I'm in my aunt's office and it's look like it looks. A lot of older books, some things laying around. What shall we call it in Sweden? Bag full of books? I don't know, but welcome and I hope you like it. So for today's video we are actually going to look at a VOD from the finals or card fest in Malaysia. I was looking at the games and I think last game on Swiss was between a Doffy player and a Blackbeard player. And I think the game really highlighted how the matchup could look like in OP10 and it utilized a lot of the new cards we're getting for Blackbeard. And I will shout out the players when the game starts. I don't have their Twitter or socials, so if any of you guys know who they are or if you are watching this, if you play, please shoot me a DM and I can tag you, I can put you in the next video maybe. But I think there was some really clean gameplay. But we first have to fast go over the two new cards that will see a lot of play in Teach. So for you new guys, probably most of you already know what they do, but I will go through them. And when OP10 gets on Sim, it will do it soon. I saw Batsu tweet that he only needs to do the yellow cards before he puts them out. So when they come out, I will do a lot of gameplay with them, and I'm going to do a raw video where I test them for the first time and film. So I never played with these cards, I've just read them and done some theories and maybe looked at sound clips, but I never played with them. So I will try to give my first initial reaction and first initial list then. So I'm going to deep dive more into the cards later, so now I'm just going to mention their effects. So first off we have the Kuzan card. I think this is the best art in the game and I think this card will be hard to beat. I love the background, I love the way how he looks threatening, even though he's probably a good guy. I don't know, maybe that's a spoiler, but I really like the art for it too, which gives it extra plus. So I think the two best arts in the game is the 4-cost Kuzan from OP2 and this card now. So big ups to Kuzan and the artist who do the cards. But what it does, it's a 5-cost, 5000, not the best stats, but the effect makes up for it. So this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effect in any way. So you can't grab blade it, you can't kill it with Jesus Bergs, you can't go Tashigi on it. You can't do anything to get rid of it. Like, the only card I know that actually can get rid of it is Black Hole for Blackbeard. But no other cards I think can get rid of it, so it will stick on board. And activate main, you may trash this character, draw one card, then play up to one Blackbeard Pirate type character from a cost 5 or less other than Kuzan from your trash. I don't think you need to be a genius to see that this card is absolutely broken. It will open up so many lines, it will help the deck so much because you can swing with it, you can put up a body you need, you draw a card, you can do combos with multiple Vanagers and Docus. I will go into it more later, but this card is completely broken and we will see it in this clip too. And the other card I think is worth mentioning is the new event Liberation. So this is actually Liberation, the other card is Black Hole, but on the sim I think it's called Liberation, but this is Liberation. So it's a 6-cost, activate main. If the number of characters, if your characters is at least 2 or less than the number of your opponent's characters, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 6 or less, and one with 4 cost or less. So it's base cost, so you can't cost reduce with Augur or Laboon or with any other card than KO. They need to have the base cost. But for example, your two hardest matchup are Purple Luffy and Doffy, and this card slots in perfect against them because Purple Luffy will go wide, so you can kill Sangoros or Yuri with this card, or against Doffy you can probably kill anything. And the requirement of having 2 or less characters I think would be no problem because both of these decks are looking to go wide. you're not going to play a lot of characters until later, and then you already use this card and probably push it to the win. So these, okay, I can mention the trigger to negate the effect of one of your opponent's leader or characters during this turn. It can come up maybe sometimes to negate a leader, like Blackbeard or Luffy, if they haven't used effect for the turn, but that only comes up against bad Purple Luffy players, so I don't think that effect is that usable. But let's hop into the game. So let's jump into the games. So the Doflamingo player are going to go first here into the Teach player. And first of all, I'm going to shout them both out. First we have Kimseng and we have TK. As I said before, if any of you have social links, please tell me and I will put it in the description of this video and maybe the next video. We'll see how I do, or if anyone can comment and put the socials in here. So the Doffy player is going to start with a buggy, which will, for his next turn, guarantee him at least a card from leader. So as a Teach player, then okay, you know that Doffy will most likely attack 7 and play a card. So then you can sculpt your play accordingly to what you think your opponent will do. So we will see what the Teach player will do. So he will go for this is my age or my era begins, or whatever it's called. He will take a Stronger over Teach and over a Vasco, which I think is okay. So I watched this game before, as I think I said, and a lot of this game you won't see the trash, what is trashing, so you have to like, yeah, we can't do any talking about that, but you will see some cards that are coming up from trash during the game. So he has played Hachinoso, which before you usually don't do in this matchup, because it drains you from another card. But when you're playing against Doflamingo now, with the additional support that we talked about, you are drawing more cards, you have easier way to get rid of the opponent's bodies, and all of those cards are Blackbeard cards. So it's nice and thankful to have the extra consistency added. So in this matchup right now, I think it's fine to stick the Hachi to filter them. So Doffy player is going Teach. I think Teach is the worst card to go up against if you're playing Blackbeard, because even if you black hole the opponent, he will be able to play 2 cards every turn from the turn after now. So and that's how you lose, because Doflamingo is going to get too much pressure on you and you're not going to be able to clear enough bodies to stay alive and have cards in hand to get the late game where you actually win. So we are going to go Hachinoso, I don't know what we trash, probably a Van Auger or something. And we're taking the 10 cost Teach over Alafit, and I did not see the other card, but so maybe we only have one, so I do have it. And we are also going to swing 7 at Mihawk, which I think is correct to do. So in this case, when playing, I think many Teach player would opt to go for Finger Gun or Liberation, Black Hole Element, on the Mihawk, but I think actually you should attack on it either. If you don't have any other play, you should go 9, especially if it's a 5k, because then you get another card to pitch for leader, but in this case you have Doku, so it's better to go 7 and then play Doku and get rid of something, and Doku will set pressure on the opponent. So if he does not attack the Doku this turn, then Doku is live for next turn, but if he attacks it, then he's missing a swing at leader if you don't want to swing with Teach. And then the Blackbeard player will draw 1 card and then get a pseudo blocker, so it's technically +2. Or even, yeah, +2, I would say, because you got rid of one small body. So the Doflamingo player is standing his Dawn and starting his turn. He's at 5 Dawn right now, and because he has the Teach, he can go for a double play. We'll see if he does it. Also in this game, I think I mentioned it before, but we will see a lot, because I watched it before, and we will see the power of the new Kuzan and the new event, how you can play with them and what they can do for this deck. So in this case, I think TK has searched a Kuzan and the opponent knows it. So I think there's maybe arguments that you should attack the Doku, because Kuzan into Van Auger equals that you get to draw a card and you can Doku KO directly. And I think that's a little bit worse for the Doffy player here. Maybe he does not want to waste a swing, because, yeah, I don't know. But if he's swinging with the teach, I think it should always go into the docu in this case, because he knows about like what the opponent can do. If he like Kuzan into Auger, then he can KO and then clear his full board. So I don't really see why he would not attack on the docu. And you would get a life anyways because you would attack a 9 on it. Maybe like the opponent keeps. No, I would probably attack in the docu. So now he's going to do Kuzan and get in the Van Auger, which is really good in this spot. And now we see the power of Kuzan. He draw one card, play Auger, KO something, insane reach, and if docu and Auger gets KO'd, you get to draw two more cards, which means that you have a lot of cards in hand to combat what anyone wanna do. And the only card we're kind of vulnerable to right now is Raging Tiger, but Raging Tiger is either not that bad for us because we have a big hand, and Raging Hand means that the Doffy player won't be able to do anything more than swing a 5. So then we can start building our board again and keeping our opponent from doing it. So no, I think we are in a good position. Yeah, so let's see what the Doffy player will do. And we have also Blackbeard to play around the Doffy player going too extreme. So, as I talked to before, in this case there's a scenario where you actually don't Blackbeard, because if you get tigered here and you have discarded a card, it feels super bad. But if your opponent extends, then it's probably better than getting tigered and discarding. But also in this case, you maybe play 2 tigers in the list, so the probability is actually lower to do it. So you have to like, assess and adapt when you play it, what you want to do when doing this. So we are going to get a Jimbe with the leader, attacking hard, attending to Van Auger and going for Sengoku to get more bodies against this matchup. But also this feels a little bit weird that he did not go for the docu, because you can see the docu has gotten so much value now. He has KO a 1 cost and a 4 cost, and it will KO probably a 4 cost or 1 cost again. So I think swinging into the docu earlier would be super correct to do, because another Kuzan right now, for example, draws a card, plays an Auger, KO something, and they got to answer the Auger again, and he gets to draw another card. And then the Blackbeard player like just keeps a big hand, blocks you out, and when he gets to late game, he just runs away with the game. So I think that you should definitely have attacked the docu in a turn earlier. And now we can see how we punish. But maybe I don't know the whole picture for the hand, but that's just what I'm thinking about. So we are going to go Hachi, pitchy Auger, now we can see it. We find Shiryu, Lafitte and Strongest, we're going to take the Lafitte. And now, okay, so we are going 6 at the Jimbe. I think that the Doffy player should actually pitch a card here. Yeah, he's going to take a card. And then we are going to go Kuzan. And as I said, we're going to go for a Auger again, and we are going to KO Jimbe. So once again, docu killing his 3rd card, and it's still on the board. And if the opponent does not do anything again about next turn, it will take another body. So leaving a docu is I think a big misplay in this matchup, especially when we have Kuzan, because then we have technically 8 Van Augers in the deck, and 4 Van Augers on crack even. So we are going to set it up, do a Lafitte. I did not see what he searched, maybe it was a teach, maybe something. But we are going to pass to the Doffy player. And he drew a Mihawk, maybe, I don't know. But in this position it looks really bad for the Doffy player. Because like looking at TK's board, he got set up, Doffy has to respond to it. Now TK has not discarded, but I don't think he sees it's necessary, because if Doffy builds a board he can maybe answer it with his hand, and then he keeps a card. But there's also argument to discard, because Doffy will not be able to build any bigger board, but maybe he's reading a tiger play or something that we don't know. But I think there's arguments there to both discard and not discard, and we will see. So Doffy is counting his Dawn, maybe going to do some board building, most likely, and also trying to kill the Van Auger especially, and hopefully he's okay. So he's going to kill the Lafitte. Is he still going to live up this docu? Okay, so he's going to bounce the docu. Finally, he's getting rid of it. So yeah, he bounced a lot. The Sengoku, I mean, he's playing Sengoku. He will pray for a Jinbe here maybe, or a Boa, or yeah. So he found a Boa. So Boa here can be nice because you can play the Boa and set up for the next turn, so you don't have to raw dog it, so that you just can do the Boa before anything. Or I mean, you don't have to set up the top of your deck to get anything from it. So he is going to swing for a 7 or 8. I think he should swing 8. Oh, maybe he's thinking what he should swing on. So I think we have seen a Perfumer in the hand of TK. So maybe it not TK, from Kim saying. So maybe the game plan here, because you are behind, you should maybe go face and try to get Blackbeard to 0 or Teach to 0, because when you get Teach to 0, that's when you win the game with the femur. So we are going to go Tenko Teach, we are going to lock the law, and then we're going to go Hachi, and I wonder what he's searching for, because we can't see his hand, so we can't give an honest assessment of it. So he's going to take a stronger, which I think is good when you are getting to late game, and maybe trying to go for these later drops, and wanting to have counter to easier block with the Teach. So we will see. So we are opting not to do leader here as Blackbeard, and in this case, okay, he's going leader, but there are also some arguments that you sometimes can do. If for example the Doffy's board are empty, you could actually skip doing leader, let Doffy build some, and then you can activate liberation on them, because they will have 2 or more units than you have, or characters than you have. Then you just can kill their board. So then you're not wasting a card, and then you also get rid of things. But that depends on what on-plays they have. For example, if they have Moria into Jinbe into Weevil, then maybe it's more worth to just pitch with a leader. But in some scenarios, it's actually better just to not do leader and set up for the liberation to keep cards, and also bait your opponent's cards out on board. So the Doffy player here is thinking. I have not played that much Doffy in 0.5. I played him a lot in 07, so I'm not the best one at the deck. I just kind of know what I don't like to see when I'm play Teach. So I don't know exactly how he should do this. So he's going to miss another. So this is one of the good things with setting up the lock, is that he has to go blind with the leader if you don't have the 2 cost Teach that we cleared earlier. And also, like we talked about last turn, that when he took the Boa, he chose to swing 8 at the Van Auger instead of going for the safe play to play Boa and pre-stack, so he would have hit this turn and maybe would able to deal with Auger. And we probably could read that the 10 cost coming next turn. So I think if he, instead of going 8 at Auger, he went Boa, I think he would be in much better position, because now he missed double leader in a row, and maybe he would have hit 2 if he just used the Boa. So or at least hit 1, because he missed instead of playing the Boa. So we are going to play the Vasco here and clear our opponent's board with, I think he used the liberation, right? Yeah, so he did the liberation play where he left. So your opponent overextended, and then you take out the cards, and then played Vasco shot. So again, Teach is in a really good spot here. Doffy is not in a good spot, and we have chosen not to go for leader here at the Teach booth, you could say. I don't know if that's correct, because now when you actually have, like, put him out of a lot of cards, the opponent has 3 life, it looks like. This is when you can start to strangle the Doffy player, so he's just going to be able to play 2 4 cost every turn, and you can just out-resource him, and you are healthy with 2 life. So maybe he's trying to set up another liberation play Because if he goes maybe Jimbe into Boa and then attacks with leader, plays another one, he can block with Vasco, and then opponent has 2 more units than him, but we will see. And once again, this Docu getting value. So yeah, I think leaving a Docu is not that good if you play Doffy, because it will just keep on getting value, and you are looking to play 1 cost 2 into Teach, so you can be more aggressive with them and to clear the Lafittes, for example, and the Docu. That's why you play the small cards. So I think we are seeing like 2 minor misplays, I think, that could have changed this game with the Boa. Maybe not with the Boa, but the Teach play could definitely make a difference. So we're going to go at Teach and put something on top, and then we are going to give 2 Don to the Doffy, and we are going to swing at something. Maybe we are okay, so we're going to go A9, and we are most likely blocking. Okay, so we see a femur in the hand 100% now. So what Kim saying is looking to do here is just to try to get the opponent to 0, because then he can kill him with the perfect femur. And in TK's corner, he will he wants to keep Kim Sing out of putting him to 1 life, and at the same time trying to answer his board. So he did another of the liberation here to kill 2 other units, so that's why also he did not use leader, because he had liberation, so he could safely let the Doffy extend and just kill his board. So heads up, good play for TK. So we are going to search a Lafitte, and then we are attacking on the Jimbe. Yes, and we're probably going a Vasco or Lafitte, most likely Lafitte, just to search and maybe try to find a 10k or a 2k min, or maybe find another Teach, or find a Augur, or something that we need. Yeah, exactly, maybe a Vasco even that can come up. So we are going Lafitte. And we're taking a Kuzan. By the way, Celsius, if you're watching, sponsor me. Thanks. Or Cola Zero. Or yeah, that's it. Shoot a DM on MySpace. Okay, so we are going to play the Lafitte, and we are going to. I now miss what he searched again, but it doesn't matter. So as you can see, Teach are in the winning position, and like here, this game is actually a clear example of the new cards actually carrying this matchup and making it a lot better. So if it would not be for the Liberation or for the Kuzan, this game would have looked a lot worse. Not just a lot worse, a lot worse. And also, Kim Seng has not found the Tiger yet, so maybe there would have been a chance, but just these 2 cards alone actually makes everything so much different. So we are going to play the Boa. Also, again, we have opted not to use leader from TK's side. Okay. Interesting. I think at some point you probably should try to do it, because you choke out the Doffy player from doing things, because now we're just going to get free resources. Maybe it's okay, because we have a blocker. We can block this hit, and then yeah, interesting. I think maybe this game can be analyzed more and maybe we could talk to TK and ask like the thought process on this discarding or not discarding. But in the end, I'm going to spoil, he's going to win this game. I will not show a game where Doffy wins against Blackbeard on this channel. It's not okay. So yeah, obviously Black Teach is going to win. So he is going to go 7 here, and he's hitting a law. He's going to bounce the Teach and not bouncing anything. Maybe there's argument to bounce the Docu to get rid of it, or Lafitte, but maybe you don't want his opponent to have 1k in his hand because he's at 1 life. So now, as I said, Doffy is looking to put him down to 0 and then Femur kill him, and TK is trying to answer the board and at the same time not going down to 0. So we're going to go another Baba Teach, and we're going to lock the Boa, and we're going to go 5 at Law. I don't know, maybe you counter out just to stay healthy and force attack from... Yeah, so we are going to force attack from the 12 cost Teach. But it does not matter really, because we only have one attacker. But maybe we don't want to go down to 2 life and being a risk of getting killed next turn. So I think TK's playing is really good. So we are going to go, I think it was leader and then Hachi. So we're going to take Shiryu. Or maybe, yeah, okay, so we went leader first. I think the correct thing would be to do Hachi first and then send the leader, but yeah, it's min-maxing. So we have another 10 cost Teach with that beautiful alt art, and then we have... yeah, that's actually a controversial take by me. I think the alt art on manga is better looking than the wanted. I think the wanted are sick, but it should be on the shelf. That's it. It's good looking, it should be at the shelf together with all the other wanted cards, like art pieces. They look, for me, they look kinda weird when they sit on board, like, what the fuck is this? And the manga and the other alt art, they actually look like cards, you know. But they are really good looking, but you should play them in regular alt art or manga, of course, if you're a baller. So we are going to go play the Teach again. We're going to put in something on top, and then we are swinging 14 at lead and playing a croc, and then the Teach play block then through to 2Ks to keep himself to 1 life. So now we're playing another big Teach, and we're going 5 at croc. So this position looks really good for the Teach player. I think he will kill him in like 2 turns. So we're going 12 at life, and okay, so here actually there are some arguments not to swing another time, because we are giving our opponents more cards to maybe have find a double femur, because if we have double femur, I don't know what we have in hand, but it looks like a Kuzan. It looks like a finger pistol. I don't know what this is. It's a 3 cost, maybe Bartolome, I don't know what that is. And then we have something more. So in this case, oh, maybe it's Shiryu actually. So here in this scenario, we could actually get killed by double femur. But in the other hand, if we leave the opponent at 2 life, maybe they can play another blocker, so they will have 2 blockers and it will be really hard to kill them. But I think that there's arguments to do both here, depending on what you want to play around. So always keep in mind, Doffy players often now play double femur, but it's not likely that they see 2, but if the 100% play is to play around it, then maybe you should go for it. But in this case, I think it's like a maybe 2% loss gain or something, and I don't think that matters at all, but you have to always think about it when playing into this matchup. So if the Doffy player can't kill the Teach this turn, he will lose because he has 1 life, and the Teach has 3 big bodies, has the Doku, so can play the Kuzan or even the finger gun in hand, and yeah, just kill blockers and then go face. So yeah, this is over because Kimseng does not either have any more. He only has 1 femur, so I lost my thought there. So yeah, he will just try to swing at face. We will block and then we will probably scoop. So yeah, we block and then we scoop because there's no way of winning this. So yeah, GG's to TK. Really well played by Kimseng too, but did not went all the way. Maybe some minor misplays there that could have been corrected. For example, swing at the Doku and not giving it that much value, and maybe swing at it again 1 turn earlier, and the Boa play we talked about where he could have stacked to get at least 1 body and keeping the Boa instead of missing 2 times. But otherwise I think it was well played, and I think this is round 8 and both players are undefeated, so obviously he's really good at Doffy because he's undefeated. And TK2 undefeated with Teach, and he really showed why. So once again, thanks a lot for watching this video, and I hope you liked the webcam setup. When I get home I will get like more professional lights, I will do some fun cool backgrounds, and I will try to produce some better content with the webcam. Also, I have some bigger plans. Now I'm going to try to produce a little bit higher, like harder production, together with my friend from Skåne, who has became my editor, yeah. And he is learning through this process, so we will try to together, and also with some other of my friends, just to make good and fun content. I want to stay competitive in the heart, because that's what I love. I love to play competitive One Piece, but I also want to do some more fun and interesting stuff. So we will see how the future shapes up. And I want to thank you all for subscribing, for liking the videos, for telling me the kind words, to all the people who has gotten coaching from me and want to get some coaching and everything. You should message me on Discord or X, I think it's called. No, but serious, thanks a lot. I'm really grateful. Like 1.5 weeks ago, I had like 20 subscribers. I was just doing this for fun, for the community, and now apparently people want to watch me. So I'm going to try to give you the best I can. So see you in the next one.